Hello, in this video we're going to look at the marketing and engagement aspects of Subscribe 360. What this allows me... In this video we're going to look at membership engagement and how that can be used in marketing. So we're first going to look at membership engagement, which gives you a measure of how engaged your members are with your offerings. That's not what you tried to say.
Nah, mate, what you need to do is just jump right into the bullet points. So in this video, we're going to be covering and then the bullet points.
Aye, perfect, aye. I realised that as soon as I started talking. Plum. In this video, we're going to be looking at marketing and engagement. So we're going to start off by looking at membership engagement. We'll then look at engagement scoring. We're going to look at the activities which relate to membership engagement. We're then going to look at how engagement is managed via the portal. And then we're going to look at how that can be used in marketing lists, which can then be used in your third-party marketing solutions. So, as we can see on the screen here, I've logged in, I'm in the S360 membership app, and I'm currently looking at the membership overview dashboard. So I can see the active memberships by product type, see the new memberships by type in a period, etc., etc. I can see a breakdown of active memberships by their payment method. So there's lots of information on here, but the one we want to look at just now is the membership engagement dashboard. So we can see here a couple of some charts and some views which show you the records that are created to manage and analyse your membership engagement. So we can see here a couple of people have logged in. As we can see here, we can see visits to particular pages. We can also see records that log when people log into the portal. We can also see when people have clicked on particular web links. If we go and look at that in a contact record, let's look at one that we've got set up. Looking at the contact record, I can see a few tabs across the screen, so I can see details of their membership on the membership tab. I can see details of any events that they've attended. Attending an event can be classed as someone being engaged with their membership, so we can create membership engagement based on that. We can also have a tab that controls a customer's communication methods or a member's communication methods and their preferences, all of which can be used to market out to your members, but also check how engaged they are. So if we look at the top of the screen, we can see that this particular member has an engagement score of 400. So where does that figure come from? Well, Subscribe 360, as your members take action, will create membership engagement activities, which can be seen against a record. You can see them on the timeline here. So here's a membership engagement record that's been created. I can also see them by going into the activities. I can then filter by the type, and you'll see here it's membership engagements. So that's the mechanism by which engagement is tracked, but where does the score come from? Well, in the settings area, we provide a membership activity scoring table. So if we go in there, we can see that if someone attends one of our events, so they have an event attendee record in the system and they are marked as attended, they will be awarded a score of 50 points. If they log into the portal, we'll give them a score of 25 points. If they've just visited the website, we'll give them a score of 10 points. These can be easily managed by your staff. If we look at one here, we can just see the various types that can be set is if someone clicks on a particular web link, or they visit your website, or they log into the portal, or attends an event. So you can have different scores for different links that they click. That is then pulled through onto the contact record. So if we go back and look at it there, I can see up here we have a membership engagement score of 400. So let's look at that in action. What I'm going to do now is just move over to the portal. Sorry, Dan, I'm hoping you can cut that out. So, I come to the portal. On the portal, as we've seen in other videos, I can see details of my membership, I can update my details, I can update my preferences, which we'll come back and look at in a second. I can register for member-only events, I can attend for groups. But let's look at preferences. First of all, if I click on preferences, I can see the preferences that I've already set. So my preferred contact method at the moment is any. I'm going to update that to email. I will allow emails, I will allow bulk emails, I will allow phone, and I will allow mail. I can also see my preferences, so my areas of interest. I'm interested in receiving information on CPD. I'm also interested in receiving regional news for Northern Ireland and Scotland. So what I'm going to do is add a new preference. From here, I can see the preferences that are available to me. So I would like to see international information. Click add. That is then reflected in the portal, which I can use for marketing. If we go back to the database now, I'll just refresh my page. And if I log on to preferences, I can see that these have updated to the options that I set, and I also have an international preference in place. But some other things that I can do in the portal, which are relevant, is we've set this up just as a demo environment. We've got this set up that if I go to this page, that counts as a visit to that page. And I'll click on here, that's going to log my member engagement. That's replicating the fact that someone has clicked a link on a page or has accessed a page. Now, if I return back to the database, I can see at the moment my member engagement score is 400. We have marketing lists set up in the marketing area which track or contain members with particular engagement scores. So we have one here for low engaged members. In this setup, we consider a low engagement score to be between 1 and 200, but that can be set to any values that you wish. We have one for membership engagement, which is medium, 201 to 400, and one for highly engaged members. If we look at this one, the one for medium engaged members, look at the members of it. If we remember, the record for this person showed a membership engagement of 400, therefore they are on this list. If we look at the highly engaged members, they're not there just yet. If we look at the members of that list, we don't see that particular person. So let's go back to the record. As you saw, the membership engagement was 400, but I've just done a click. I've just visited a particular page. So what will happen is these engagement scores do roll up on a scheduled basis. So within a little while, the membership engagement score will update, but I'm just going to force it to do so at the moment. I'm just going to say I want to recalculate that. We see that the membership engagement score for this person is now 410. And if we remember, on the marketing lists, this marketing list is set up to contain people with a membership score of between 201 and 400. They no longer appear on this list and have moved on to the highly engaged members list. So let's just prove that. We go into this list and there they are. They have now joined that list. So what membership engagement allows you to do is set scores depending on what activities your members may engage in, logging into the portal, attending events, visiting a website, and then that can be applied to your members and it's reflected on their contact record. So if we go back to this person, I can see the engagement score is set to 410. Now, With Dynamics 365, with those marketing lists, you can use those marketing lists to just send out communication, but you can also use those marketing lists with third-party marketing solutions. So you could use campaign automation through .digital or ClickDimensions. You can use them for your marketing emails. So you can use the marketing lists and the marketing platforms to contact your lowly engaged members, giving them information on how to get more benefit out of their membership. And you can also contact your highly engaged members, promoting extra services to them. You can do what you will with that information. Thank you.
Thanks very much for that, Ewan.
No bother, lad. Sorry about that wee cock up in the middle. I couldn't remember the difference between control and function.
No problem.
Which is why you kept getting the developer bit coming up. I was freaking out there.
No, that's fine. That's easily edited.
Grand. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, excellent. I'm just going to stop the recording now. 1.
So now let's look at how that's reflected in the portal. So first thing I'm going to do is sign in. So go to the portal, sign in. And that's me signed into the portal. So what I'm going to do is just replicate a couple of things that your portal visitors might do. Oh, here's a news article. I'm going to read that. So I've now read that article. And now I'm going to go into my portal. And in portal, we have a dummy page set up, which tracks people logging into the page, but it also contains a link that they can click on. Obviously, the visit the page can be applied to any page in the portal, and the clicked on a link engagement can be assigned to different links on your page. But the system will record the fact that I have visited this page and award me a score for it, but I'm also going to click on this link, which is represented as a button. Click on that, and now if I go back into the database, I'll just refresh the screen. We can see here there is a visit to a page, and there is also a web link click. So the system has generated those records. You will notice that the engagement score hasn't yet updated. That can be updated, but before I manually update that, that will update on a scheduled basis, normally quite quickly. Let's have a quick look at marketing lists. Because with marketing lists, we can use the engagement score to build up marketing lists of people with a particular score. So if you see here, we've got one for low engagement. In this build, that's considered anything between 1 and 200. Medium, between 201 and 400, and high, 401 and above. If we look at the medium marketing list and look at the members on it, there is that contact because their score is 400. Now, if we look at another marketing list for the highly engaged members, you'll notice that person is not on this list. So let's go back and look at their record. Now, as we said, the engagement score will roll up on a scheduled basis, normally quite quickly, but I can force it to update now by recalculating. It'll take the scores from the settings, apply them there, and you'll see the membership engagement score is now 410. So if we come back and look at our marketing list, let's just confirm they no longer meet the criteria for being on this list. They don't have a score of between 201 and 400. Indeed, they're not there. And if we look at the highly engaged members, they have now joined that list because they have a score of more than 400. You can use your marketing list to market out to your lower engaged members, highlighting benefits. You can market out to your medium or highly engaged members. You can use Dynamics' marketing platform, or you can use any of the third-party tools like .digital and ClickDimension that will allow you to use these in campaign automations.
Brilliant. That's
better,
great. Yeah, that's a lot better.
Go.
Right, I was going to stop the recording.